Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to cover the basics of scholarly publishing, and then we're going to talk more about an open access resource, specifically something called a preprint server. So for the basics of scholarly publishing, this is how it works. For example, this is Andrew, who currently teaches astronomy at College of Alameda. He has a new idea that he wants to investigate. So what does Andrew do? He writes a grant to get some additional research money to help him look further into his new idea. So Andrew does his research because his grant was successfully accepted. Some students interested in astronomy can also help him with his research, potentially even if they're lucky enough, getting paid for by additional college or grant funds. Once their research is finished, Andrew and his students get busy writing up their research paper, writing up what they found, hoping to get their paper eventually published in one of the top astronomy journals that are around. Once their article is successfully accepted, now we get to read the results of Andrew's research, right? Except no, unfortunately, we don't. We can only get to read Andrew's research article after we pay specifically again. And what I mean by that is that many universities and colleges and grants are funded in part by taxpayer dollars. So in a way, we have already helped to pay Andrew do his research, to have his students help him, and we've already paid to help him get his article published. But we can't read that article, even though we've already paid for it. We actually have to pay for it again, which is where this idea of open access resources, specifically preprint servers, comes into play. Preprint servers are incredibly important. What they are is a spot that universities or other institutions have created where authors of papers, ebooks, textbooks can upload their personal author copy to the server, and they can be searched and downloaded and used by anyone who wants to. They're great because they're free, they're timely in that as soon as you finish your article or your book, you can upload it to these servers, and they cover all sorts of disciplines. The bad aspect is that they're not always peer reviewed, which means that these articles and books haven't always been edited or reviewed by experts first to make sure that there are no errors or problems with them. And also, as quickly as someone can put an article or a book up on a preprint server, they can take it back down, so they can disappear sometimes without any notice. One example of a huge preprint search engine is through a company called OSF, an organization called OSF. It's fantastic. Covers all different sorts of preprint servers all in one huge search engine. You can search for journal articles or ebooks or textbooks by keyword. You can browse by topic. Now, OSF is great in that it covers a lot of disciplines, and it brings together a bunch of different preprint servers, but it does not necessarily always tell you if the journal article you are looking at is peer reviewed or not. And this can be very important depending on which teacher you have and what kind of an assignment that you have. Now, this preprint server, however, called preprints.org, does tell you that this article is or is not peer reviewed. And in this example, you can see circled in red, this version is not peer reviewed. So this is extremely helpful to know. You can see down below just a little bit where it says a peer reviewed article of this preprint also exists. It gives you the link to it. Now, that might be one that charges for access to it, but it does tell you which is peer reviewed and which is not. The original preprint server started in Cornell University in New York State, and it was completely physics-based. All the physicists wanted to put their articles into a spot where they could get access to them freely. It's called arXiv. But as of 2021, there are over 60 other preprint servers that are available to be freely searched, and their contents can be downloaded by anyone who wants to. So after you've already used the library resources and you've found what you need, if you want any supplemental material, or if you need some additional information and you can't find it through the library resources, using preprint servers can be a great way to find some extra stuff just to help you out and make sure that your resources are as good as they can be for whatever paper or project or assignment you're working on.